Tanya.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank you for coming to talk to us. You were in Melanchigan on retreat when the earthquake struck.
Yep.
It would be very good if you could share what that was like with us.
Yeah, I think now I can share because before it was really difficult even to remember. Now I can smile, kind of coming back to normal, but in the beginning it was really a shocking experience. At the moment of the earthquake, I've been staying in Melanchigan for 2 weeks. I was in retreat and I plan to stay 1 more week. And I think I had a really big luck and a lot of good coincidence. For example, I got sick and that's why I stayed 2 days before earthquake at my room. It was lodge in the middle of this village, next to the temple. This temple is very famous by its clay statue of Amitaris and millstone of Guru Rinpoche. Also, there are 2 caves and Guru Rinpoche, Shukri, many amazing Padmasambhavas places for pilgrimage. And sometimes before I got sick I was doing some tune or session in the cave or nearby in the forest, or also sitting on the 2nd floor of this gompa. And fortunately I got sick, otherwise I would stay before lunch. When earthquake happened, usually I stayed on the 2nd floor of this gompa, which is actually collapsed completely. At that day I was sitting, I remember I looked at my watch, I was doing Vajrasattva and I was thinking, 5 minutes to 12, should I do 1 more? Or because 12 o'clock we have lunch. And then I said, okay, 1 more and then I will go. And fortunately my door was open because I could see some mountains. I was sitting on my bed and doing my practice. And then suddenly it started. I thought, now I can remember each moment. It's amazing how our memory works in these shocking situations. First feeling was earthquake. It's a little bit exciting in a positive way. And then I heard this terrible sound. Now I know this sound of coming earthquake. It's very deep, roaring earth. And everything started to shake more and more, and at that moment I know I didn't think, and I would say I didn't feel fear, you just do some action. And with my mala I just rushed through the door, and our niece of the family where I stayed, she was washing her clothes, and then she started to run towards me, and we met in front of my door. I think 2 more seconds. If my door would be closed and I had to open it, I would also be burned because the wall in my room, which was made of huge stones, just collapsed right when I went through the door. It just collapsed behind my back immediately. And I remember that whole house started to shake, and we tried to get, it was the 1st floor, and just to come out to the small garden in the front, we should open small door, low one, but I think because everything started to collapse, I remember that we could not push it, so we made a jump. This I don't remember. So we just stayed in the ground and everything was shaking terribly. I think we were jumping, and because of all houses, they were folding, like collapsing like in a movie. I could not believe my eyes. And our guest house, then house where Amala and Pala, my Yulmo family, were staying, also collapsed, and our guest house was just near the temple, and it was just destroyed. At one moment, within a few seconds, everything collapsed. And we stayed with niece. I closed her nose and mine also, because a lot of dust just came out. Also, before I saw in the pictures after earthquakes in other countries, I saw everything is same color, and it was like that. Everything became same disaster color because of this dust. And she was very frightened and she was shouting. Immediately I was chanting only Om Taretu Taretu Soha, and I was hugging and kissing her Om Taretu Taretu Soha. You cannot do anything, just terrible. And then, of course, later on, we've heard people crying and shouting, and it was continuously like that. Immediately, rain started because Milan Chigaon is situated higher than Kathmandu, 2,500 meters. So fortunately also that I've been wearing a lot of clothes, and also I was sick, so I was wearing hat and many clothes, and it became very wet quickly. We stayed on the ground, but each house has a lot of wood covered with this plastic, so we went under this plastic waiting because we could not move much. You know, I thought in my mind, yeah, probably I should run and save people, but you cannot do anything because everything is collapsing and moving.
And you were looking after this one child.
Yeah.
But you didn't see anybody else yet?
No. And I called, when it's quiet down a little bit, I called Amala because she's supposed to be in the kitchen and it was completely collapsed. Fortunately, she just went out, to pick up some onion, and then she was outside. Actually, I think all protectors were working really hard to save. 7,000, it's a lot of people, but it could be hundreds of thousands or maybe millions. If it happened at night, we all would be dead there, definitely. Because on the place where my head's supposed to be in the bed, it would be definitely smashed by stone. All people would be dead in the villages, everywhere, I'm sure, because all houses, they made in the ancient style. For example, Milan Chigan got the road only 3 years ago, I heard. So there are just few houses made of cement. And also they were cracked too much, should be repaired, rebuilt completely. Actually, village shop survived because it was made of this raffle metal.
Corrugated iron?
Yeah. And we've been able to buy next day soap and matches,
chocolate.
Yeah, everything actually. But I think Milanchi Gyan got lucky also because many guest houses and they have a lot of tampa and beaten rice, so next day we pulled out from the
rubble.
Yeah, from the rubble, everything. And first day people grouped on maybe 3 big camps. Only 2 people died in Milanchigaon. One person was sleeping in the house, and another man, he went on the forest and it was big landslide, so they were burned maybe a couple days later. We had some injured people and they were evacuated on the Sunday next day.
Who came for them? Was that
2 helicopters. It was private one only because of connection with government through the lama who is taking care of that gompa only. And we asked, please send us one more because it was small, and we sent the most injured one, but we really needed one more, and they came. And I think it was exceptional case. It's a terrible feeling when you completely cut off from the rest of the world, so you don't know, is it happened only there, or maybe only we survived and the rest of the world completely, flat and collapsed. No connection, and we've been listening radio, and this terrible prediction of BBC that 10-12 magnitude might happen.
It wasn't the BBC, it was CNN.
I got translation that it already happened without word maybe and probably, and I also imagine, everything I love and I know everybody here, they might be dead, but I prefer not to think about it, just don't believe. And later on we got news that Kathmandu is okay and Boda also okay, but I've heard different versions, like Boda Stupa completely ruined, or one big crack, or then later on just one small in the top. It was really difficult. Yeah, and people have been helping each other a lot, and they were very strict about not taking other property. Even my grandma of my family, I've noticed on the 3rd day, because we've been moving from one camp to another, on the 3rd day each family, almost each, came back to their own land. Just stay with one family. It would be easier for everyone. And I've noticed, my grandma, she doesn't have shoes. And I just saw nearby, next house, many shoes. And I said, oh, can I bring you shoes? And then she said, no, 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 no. So they're very strict about it. Then later on they get from their own house, but they could not take from other. Even if it's not yours. Yeah. They're very strict and they're amazing. For example, when I saw my Amala first time when we hugged, and then she told me, I'm so sorry. I was amazed, like I said, I'm sorry, you lost everything, you know. And then later on, on the fourth day, when I've been leaving, she asked me, do you have money? I said, yes, I have a little bit. Even though before I bought some rice and some grains,
for them,
matches, candles for them, I said, oh, maybe she needs more. So I prepared. And then it turned out that she actually, because I paid in advance all my stay, and she wanted to return me the money for days I didn't stay and I overpaid, and she also wanted to give me more. Can you imagine this? People who lost everything. I was so touched, really. And fortunately, children also were not injured, because in this village they have very big school, the best in the district. Even children from Kathmandu, Bhaktapur, Patang come in there for stay like half year. They have hostel, and of course it was also
luckily it was Saturday.
Luckily it was Saturday, and some children came with parents for entrance tests, but they were all saved also.
We were very fortunate. You look at it that way. There's a lot of good fortune mixed in with tragedy.
If it happened also on the other season, winter time, it would be much worse.
Yes.
And of course, I've been thinking about people who got stuck in mountains, because even survived after this first day of earthquake. I was not sure that a huge wave of stones is not coming, because it was so loud and everywhere landslides. I thought definitely it's going to bury us. You know, we were still not sure, are we survivors or not yet?
Yes, because there was a big quake 24 hours later.
But in our case, it was easier to experience it because we already everything collapsed. So nothing, we just were jumping on the earth, and praying everybody. But I was thinking about those people who stuck in the mountains, and it was actually a terrible feeling when you hear the helicopter coming and it's not landing, and they just making shooting. And we've been like having hope, and then it was gone.
So how did you make your way down? How did you take that decision? When did you?
I met some other NG foreigners who also got trapped during earthquake there. There were 7 people of us, 2 Australians, 3 German and 1 American, and me. A few other NG stayed with children. They were working there as volunteers. And we decided to go maybe tomorrow. Then next day again we had a lot of aftershocks and raining all day, and it's very dangerous because of landslides. So we decided, on the 4th day, if it's not raining, not shaking, then we will go. And then this morning, I woke up, and my friends came, come, we are going. I said, but it was raining all night, and also we had some aftershock. They said, let's go. So we decided to go on the 4th day, and the way was very dangerous. I would say I felt more danger walking down than staying, because we are in camp, and every day camp is improving, more comfortable. Last night I had a mattress and blankets, because first night I was only under my
tarp, plastic,
but I was the last one, so all rain was on me. But the 3rd night was quite comfortable with my family, and we make very nice shelter with our dog inside, And the way back was very dangerous because we went as all locals did, the shortcut. It was just on the edge of all this landsliding, and we've been crossing through many dangerous places. You just cough and then it can
goes.
probably...
So aware that if an aftershock comes,
yes, any moment it can come, and it was really dangerous, but what to do? We don't have many choices, so we should go. And we went through the bridge. Bridge fortunately was not destroyed, but then we find out that a lower road to Timbu was completely destroyed, and some people got injured trying to go through it. Locals, even local people, they were just rolling down, and then we had to go again up. We lost the trail because local villagers said, "Yeah, you just go this way, and then you will find the big road." And it was raining and we got lost. Then finally we find this most common trail, not the road actually. We almost came to the Tarkagyan level, and again we should go through Kokani and come back to the Timbu. So we've been walking almost 12 hours, 11 and a half, because one of us a little bit slower, and of course we
stick together.
Yeah.
Was it raining? Did it rain?
Yeah, it was raining half day. Yeah. And fortunately, when we came back to Timbu, we were completely exhausted.
So
but on the way, people from the villages, even having, like burning their people, they were all calling us to eat.
Really?
Yes. And one village we could not say no because it was lunchtime, and they were like really pushing and insisting, so we could not say no. And they give us a lot of dal and rice and showed the way. Yeah, they're very kind. Yeah. Oh, I think all people felt like more united due this disaster.
Looking after each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so then how did it feel when you got back to... So you got to Timbu, and then how did you get...
We stayed one night at Timbu,
Yes.
and then we walked again next day, almost 6 hours, because the road was not cleaned yet, to Milanchi Bazar. Yeah, then...
A bus or jeep?
My friends, other Inji, they went by bus, and I stayed in this Italian camp because we've been waiting another group of our monks who went to the village. Then, two people, we stayed there, and then we went by our jeep here to Gompa. And coming back to Kathmandu, I could not believe my eyes. Everything is changing comparing to villages where there is no even one house there. Here is everything okay. I mean, of course some buildings collapse, but it's not like media show to people like it's disaster and people fighting for food or a lot of diseases. No, it's not like that, of course. And monastery, our monastery and others, I was impressed how they working and helping other people. Like here I can see constantly sending jeeps and tracks to other villages. It's amazing.
Well, thank you for coming and telling us about it. I saw it was quite hard for you to share some of it, and it's 2 weeks.
Yeah, now I can share because before I felt first day maybe I don't feel anything. Yes. I was so calm and I thought, oh. Yeah. I don't feel. I supposed to feel it, but I didn't feel anything because of shock. Next day when I started to cry, it was some relief. And even coming here, I thought I'm okay, but no, I was not okay. I could not even smile. I was like vegetable because of...
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw your face the day you came back.
Yeah. It was a scary face, really.
So do you have, I mean, just to finish on a kind of an optimistic, positive note, is there anything you would like to see us do to help these communities that have been so flattened and to repay some of the kindness that people showed to not just you, but everyone passing through there?
Now I'm also thinking how to help in the more long-term kind of plans. I think we've been also discussing and receiving some feedback from locals because our NG foreigner way of thinking just we can order like ready-made house, there are some good ones we can deliver here probably, and Nepali people would not live there, they would not like it, so we should. I already actually find one very good Nepali project since many years they've been making houses from bamboo and adobe.
Yes.
It's like clay and mud, and it's very good. And they can make Nepali style villages. So I think our way of thinking, like we should do everything for them and that they will live happily, it will not work with Nepali people. They also should wake up and do themselves. We just support with instruments and materials, and I would like to, of course, to provide some new ideas of the way of life, lifestyle, like thinking more about is it earthquake proof or not, and of course thinking more about environment, because I mean, of course, this is like natural disaster due to Earth, plateau moving processes, but also we're talking about individual and shared karma. Yes. So, our way of perception and doing, of course, it also add some bad or good karma, in the wages. So I think polluting water, rivers, Nepali are quite contradictory. They so devoted and doing puja for nagas, and at the same time they polluting water. So they don't have this connection in the mind. So I think it would be good to bring up, using this opportunity now when they I think, more open to perceive new information, new knowledge, to influence them. And also, this sacrificing animals, killing, slaughtering actually during the Sai festival. It creates a lot of bad karma for the whole Nepal. Of course, Buddhist monasteries, they all praying intensively these days during the Sai slaughtering. But of course, it adds a lot of bad karma for whole country.
So yes, it's a good opportunity. Well, keep us posted if you come up with any ideas. There's going to be a big drive now. That's our emphasis. Now the acute phase is over really for helping with acute relief. We're going to be, this organisation, many are going to be concentrating on rebuilding, restructuring, and trying to move forward. So stay involved.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking.
I'm staying in Nepal. I love this country. Thank you.
I'm so glad you survived.
Yeah. And also I would advise everyone who is watching this, you can support Nepal by coming here in the future, in the nearest future. Hotels are working and you can come and support country here. Don't be afraid. And people are still amazing as always.